Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 22nd. We're just going to jump right in here, Capricorn, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. You have this card that says emotions are running high, and it says supermoon on it. So let's see, where are these emotions going? You don't care. That's literally what I'm getting here, Capricorn. I feel there could be emotions running high around you, but it actually looks to me with the Four Swords that you're just kind of sitting back and relaxing and probably not worried about like whatever emotional situations are going on around you. Again, which is a good thing, always to be in control. So it seems to me like you're more in control this week, or you could be feeling like you're more in control. You could also be feeling guided at this time is what I'm getting, because Page of Wands to the Hierophant. The Hierophant, he's like the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So he kind of communicates with both sides. And for whatever, that's what, again, not necessarily like accurate tarot, but that's what's popping into my head is I feel like you feel like you are being guided towards like a new beginning, or, you're being guided on your path that you're already on, like the things that you're working on, or, the things that you are creating in your life here. And so, I would get moving. I also have this feeling of kind of like something working out much better than you think, or it's almost like you are more skilled than you think here. I see this in your last row. This last row is meant to represent the good stuff, so it doesn't matter that the Nine of Swords is there, for example. It's going to be good no matter what. And, it's like if you've been I have a very specific message popping into my head. Like if you've been thinking about displaying some sort of skill to the world, or like starting a business or getting a new career, it's almost like, and especially if it's something you've never done before, like professionally, right? Maybe you've done whatever you're thinking about doing, but maybe not professionally. I feel like it's like you're a natural. Like that's the feeling I get here, is that you just could naturally be good at something. So, I feel this is saying go on the adventure with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands also encourages you to follow your enthusiasm. Like if something makes you feel enthusiastic, it's probably for a good reason. So I would follow your, enthusiasm, things that excite you, things that make you feel happy, things that kind of bring in some, new beginnings for you or whatever. I would move in those directions. You also have the Four Swords here. So it looks to me like you're recovering here. And I feel like you're not even worried if like emotions are high, for example, like that Supermoon card says. There could be a lot of emotional people around you. I would definitely be careful of the past. All your readings is, this is what I'll tell you here, Capricorn. It's like going to the Seven of Swords. Like, what is this? Something that's dead, done, over with. You have the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. It's like, this is something you have your boundaries up against. So I'm wondering if you've blocked a person, or you just have boundaries up against a person. Nine of Swords, you see this situation as a never-ending nightmare. Seven of Swords, the person is a liar, cheater, stealer. It's like, I feel like you are on to bigger and better things, but it looks to me like there's a person who is obsessed or something. You don't even have the devil here, but it doesn't matter. It's just, just putting together your past few weeks. It's almost like there's a person who can't let you go. So I would be careful of that. I really, at the same time, I don't think you care. I think you are moving on from this situation, but, it is weird that it, basically shows up in all your readings. So, let's see. With the Page of Wands, you have the Emperor. Yes, I really feel you're like bossing up here. I also feel like you're at the beginning of something that's going to be very abundant. It's kind of weird how this is popping into my head as well. Normally, the Emperor, he has like very little bit of water behind him. It's kind of hard to see even on a traditional Emperor. There is no water on this version of the Emperor, but that water flows down to the Empress, and it's really popping into my head that, it's like you have the action. It's like something's about to become very abundant, and it's right here, Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Pentacles as well. Nine of Pentacles, though, is pre-Empress energy, so, this reading is giving me the vibes that you could be at the start of something that you are like a natural at. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, it's almost like you were born to do something, and now you're kind of going to be getting the rewards. With the Four Swords, you have the Page of Cups. There could be new love coming in for you here. I would pay attention to the warning signs. Like if there are certain warning signs that you ignored the first time, or maybe the last time that you were in a relationship with whoever this person is, I would pay attention. But I do feel there is new love. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Wands. Yes, someone is probably just very sexually attracted to you, the person that's obsessed, right? And, but I also feel like they might have a problem with that. Maybe they're addicted to sex or something like that. I kind of get that here going this direction. So, you could have been dealing with a person like that. Maybe they cheated, or maybe they were just a sex addict, or whatever the case may be. And again, I feel like you have boundaries up against that person. I also would definitely encourage you. I mean, we are in a time of creative ideas. I'm telling you right now, I don't care what sign anyone is. Basically, I keep encouraging people to move more towards their creative ideas. It doesn't say you can't use your logical ideas either, but, just creative ideas seem to have like a slight edge right now. They could be more beneficial. They could lead to bigger gains or whatever. So, that's what I would do here. Next in the area of what you need to know right now, you have this card that says, don't waste your energy or efforts on something that is clearly not bearing fruit. I'm wondering if this is a relationship situation. Kind of give me the vibes that maybe you were in this situation for too long and you never got anything out of it. So, I would be careful of that. Could also be a business though. You have this dolphin spirit that says, stop taking life so seriously. Didn't you? You had this card with me recently. I'm pretty sure it was you. And splash some joy in your everyday life. Again, Capricorn, I would be doing something every single day that you enjoy, something that's like just for you, even if it's only a couple of minutes, or even if it's like 10 minutes. Maybe you just take some time for yourself, or you meditate, or you do something kind for yourself. I think that there are huge benefits in that for you, Capricorn. Again, I have like major deja vu with that card. I swear you had this card recently. Maybe not. I could be making that up in my head, but, I really feel that you need more fun. We actually see this in the reading as well. The Seven of Swords, he's got these polka dots on his cloak, and polka dots in the tarot represent taking things too seriously. They represent needing to have fun, or needing to do something that is more fun. You have the Hierophant here, so I feel like you've learned a lot, for sure. I mean, out of all the signs, I would say that you are probably one of the signs that's had like the hardest lessons over the past few years. Maybe not the hardest, but pretty hard. It's like you, Pisces, and maybe a couple other signs, but it's like you and Pisces are the two that have probably experienced the most challenges. But it's like you're finally coming out on top. I feel like you're coming out of this period of time much wiser. Even if we go this way, the Eight of Pentacles would say you're coming out of this period of time as a master. Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastering a craft. Both cards represent apprenticeship. The Hierophant, he represents initiation, but he represents the 3 stages of initiation, which are initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. And the Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastering your craft. So, I feel like you could be mastering something that could make you very successful. Again, we kind of talked about this Nine of Wands. If someone wounded you, you could have your boundaries up. I don't know. I just have a feeling that this person, if you're dealing with this person that I've described, I feel like they're going to have a really hard time getting to you if that's what they're trying to do. So, I don't know. And I wouldn't even suggest, again, sometimes these things come up in readings and I'm like, why? Like, I wouldn't suggest opening up to this person if this person, if someone did you dirty or something like that, unless you absolutely want to. But, that's kind of like what I get here. I just get a very stuck person. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords says you don't have to be stuck. One thing I would say is with that emotions are running high card at the beginning, I would be careful of your emotions. She's standing in this very shallow pool of water on the Eight of Swords, and it kind of represents the fact that her emotions could be shallow. Not like shallow as in like a shallow person, as in, she could be making a bigger deal out of something than it actually is. So I would be careful of your emotions and just make sure if like someone comes in emotional and tries to get you up into an emotional state that, I kind of feel this is saying boundaries, right? Right here, Seven of Wands. And so I would be careful of any of those things that, kind of trigger your emotions, especially if it's like this person that I've described. With the Hierophant, you have the Five of Swords. Definitely could be some sort of separation due to like infidelity right here. So, definitely something I would be careful of. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles twice in this reading. These are like independent cards, right? And so I would really make sure to make you independent situation, independent decisions and things like that, including with the news. I keep telling people like to be careful of the news. Most of it's lies anyway. But on top of that, it's like as the traditional media dies, they're just going to make bigger and bigger claims and, say crazier and crazier stuff to get people's attention, right? So, I always tell people it's like, If the news makes you feel emotional or worried about the world or whatever, don't watch the news. But, this reading is kind of giving me the vibes that says anything that, controls your feelings that is not you, I would be careful of those situations. Could be people, places, or things, because, there's a certain level of independence now that there's 2 Nine of Pentacles here. It's kind of like saying to me, it would be better for you to not worry about anything and to focus on how you feel about it, not based off of, what some bozo on the TV is telling you how you should feel about X, Y, and Z, right? So I really feel it's a time for you to make your own decisions. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Empress. I knew this was going to happen. There you go. Right there. Emperor and Empress in your reading. Number 1, if you want love, definitely could be a divine counterpart. But, more importantly than that, I feel like this is more talking about balancing those 2 energies out inside of you. Remember what I said? The water flows behind the Emperor and it goes down to the Empress. It's like you're mixing those energies together and it's creating abundance in your life. So definitely very good. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this occupation card and this community card here. I feel like for some of you, you could be getting a job because of your community. I literally just said to someone, I can't remember who, but I don't remember which sign it was, but I was saying that, if we want something, right now, we're probably going to get it in a roundabout way. Like, if you want a job, for example, maybe you can't get it just applying to it. But again, maybe you can go out into your community. Maybe you hear a person like talking about like, oh, I'm looking to hire this type of person. And then boom, you could be like, hey, I'm that type of person. Hire me. It's like if there was ever a time where like weird, random, serendipity type situations could happen, it would be right now. But again, you're not going to run into these situations in the comfort of your own home, right? You're going to have to leave the house. So, there could be something like that. I do also feel some of you could be just getting a job. Like if you've been trying to get a job that's based off of a skill that you have, Hierophant, Eight of Pentacles, right? Something that you're really good at. This could just be you getting a job, that is based off of a skill. And that's definitely popping into my head here. So on top of that, again, I would take a little bit of time here with that set. You have the community card and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, he's got these polka dots on his cloak. I literally feel it saying like, get out into the community. Maybe you're working too much. Maybe you're not having enough fun in life and you need to do something fun. Maybe you need to, take yourself to go see a movie or something like that. Again, I think people undervalue those moments. Again, I know I did for like 4.5 years. That's the reason I'm so passionate about this, is because like, my life was stuck for 4 years. It was like the worst time of my life. I was miserable the entire time, right? And I don't want anyone to ever have to experience what I had to experience. And, I always say that I literally did nothing for that period of time. And it wasn't until I started walking. That was like the first thing that I started doing, was moving the energy forward. And that led to me going out and spending time with friends and not being a hermit, right? It's like when I broke out of that, my life immediately got better. Like literally, it was almost immediately, like within days. I started this channel, right? Within days, I was like doing other things. So, it's like it let that forward movement broke me out of a 4.5 year, however long it was, stint of just being a hermit stuck in my room doing nothing, right? So, it's like I know that when we get that when we get into certain positions or whatever, it's like we feel like we can't socialize or whatever, but it's like every time I've done it, every time I've been stuck and I go socialize or I go fishing or I do something I want to do, I get out of my head and it brings me answers. So, I feel like that's what this is talking about. You also have 2 sevens right here. 2 sevens is internal fears that don't exist, so I feel like you need to let go of your fears. 7 of Wands, I feel, could be the boundaries that you have up against a person. I literally feel like you're saying, I'd rather be if this is a person, I feel like you're saying, I'd rather be single for life than go back to this person. So, I don't blame you either based off of this. I also feel, but what I would say is like we are in a time where I would suggest that people kind of demand what they want from the universe. And, I think sometimes people think demand is a bad word, but it's really not. You're not like demanding it. You're doing this through your actions, by not allowing bozos into your life, by maybe you're working on yourself, you're doing self-improvement, or maybe you're cleaning your act up, or who the hell knows what you're doing. But whatever you're doing, it's like those actions are what demands it from the universe. And so you're rising to meet like new energetic levels, and that's kind of like what I'm getting here, Capricorn, and it's going to bring better things in for you. You have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords definitely could be a separation, but again, Five of Swords is my card of taking a risk, and I do feel that there could be, I'm going to show you right here, there could be like a financial risk that you're taking, and I actually feel like it could be paying off. I keep telling people I would be super, super careful of investments over the next 20 years. we're going to see a lot of volatility in the market. It cracks me up that, before the retrograde, I said I would be super careful if you're into Bitcoin and everything like that. I literally said it before the retrograde. Bitcoin always dips on retrogrades, right? What did it do? It dipped. And then someone left me a comment, was like, yeah, but it's over. The bottom is in. I'm like, it's probably going to dip more. What happened? It dipped more, right? And it's not even this wasn't even intuitive. To me, I just can see it in the astrology, and I just threw every single card across the table. And, I can see it in the astrology, and I can see it in, what we have to, we basically have to really pay attention, and, that's what I'll say there. So, I want, the reason I said that before I threw all those cards is because you could be taking a risk, but I would make sure to do your research. Again, there's no such thing as quick money during Uranus and Taurus, because we have Uranus and Taurus until 2026, and Uranus and Taurus is basically you have to make sure that you do things for the right reasons, or because they actually have value or whatever. So do your research. But where I was going with this is it does look like some sort of financial risk could pay off. Again, and obviously don't risk more than you're willing to lose. Not financial advice. I have no clue what I'm talking about. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve you. I almost get the feeling that someone is surprised that you walked away from them. Maybe they just didn't think you had it in you, but I think you had it in you the whole time, right? With the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said, so, committing to an idea. With the Five of Swords, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, definitely could be the risk. Knight of Wands, he is kind of very spontaneous. He has to learn as he goes. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be working on projects, businesses, ideas, where you kind of have to learn as you go. Next, you have this victim energies. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff, so this is going to be good no matter what. It says victim mindset keeps you blocked energetically and emotionally. Choose to release the victim mindset, which I feel like you have. This is showing up in the good stuff, so I feel like you've already released this. The other thing that I'm getting here is you could have been dealing with a person who's always a victim. Maybe they never had anything good to say to you, right? Maybe they were always talking about their problems. And I think it's fine for partners to bring up a problem here or there, right? We all have problems. But, maybe this person always had a problem. And that's kind of the feeling I get here. You also have this self-exaltation card. It says, elevating self-importance is manifesting in prideful attitudes towards others. I'm telling you right now, this is a good thing. I literally basically said that, that you are rising, you're raising your energy or your vibration to meet something better, or, I'm not even talking about love here. I'm talking about whatever you want. I feel like you're raising your vibration. It's almost like you're meeting the requirements to have certain things in your life, right? Because you're demanding it from the universe. And, clearly that's going to be a very good idea for you. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you've ended some sort of toxic situation or round situation. Again, it doesn't have to be love. Could be a business or whatever, but I feel like you ended it. If it was love, I feel like you did as much as you could. I mean, I'm literally hearing those words. Maybe you did everything you could to try to, make this work, and the other person just wasn't having it. So, I feel like you've moved on, or you're ending a negative cycle in your life. I feel like you're stepping into a cycle that's clearly much more abundant. Emperor to the Empress in your reading. I'm really seeing those two energies as, being balanced inside of you. It's almost like this reading is saying those two things are, coming together inside of you, or whatever. It's you're balancing both energies, and it's just creating more abundance. And Nine of Pentacles is independence as well. So I feel like you're definitely able to take care of yourself. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I was getting the word mastery here. So whatever you're mastering, or whatever skill that you are mastering, I feel you could literally just be getting to that place of mastery. And that's going to, of course, that could lead to recognition in work or business. Maybe you also have a YouTube channel or something like that. Could lead to recognition, literal recognition in the world. And I feel like it could lead to a lot more success, but definitely improving your finances in this row. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. Could be a Virgo coming in for you. You showed up in Virgo's reading. I think you showed up in the reading in the mid-monthly readings I did as well. So, if you're looking for love, definitely could be Virgo. I also feel like you could just be kind of showing your skills to the world. Nine of Pentacles, card of skills. The Hermit has that star in his lantern, but I would say he needs to like open that lantern up. He needs to like blast his star all over the place, and that's kind of like what I feel like you're doing. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Chariot. Chariot has an element of overcoming something. So, again, I feel like you've overcome a negative cycle in your life, and now you're going to be victorious with the Chariot. I also feel like you could be setting yourself apart. I also have a story popping into my head where, again, for some of you, it's like, I kind of feel like maybe you had an ex who was always talking about their exes, or, maybe they have, like, maybe you just happen to know that they have a history of people not wanting to let them go. It's popping into my head, and I feel like you just, boom. Like, if this is a person that you cut out, I feel like you just ghost, gone. It's like when they ended it, or whatever happened. I feel like there was no nothing, no back and forth. I feel like you're completely done with this, if that's for you, and I feel like it's affecting this person because it's like you're not chasing her, you're not doing anything. Yeah, look, with the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords, completely moving forward. So it's like you're moving on to calmer shores. In the good stuff, I always think of the Six of Swords as just really moving on to bigger and better things. So, I feel like there are a lot of good, like, solid improvements coming in for you here. This looks really good here, Capricorn. We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this surprise card. I feel like there could be a pleasant surprise coming in. Could be an opportunity in work. Again, I kind of got for some of you, if you've been waiting for a job offer or something, there could be a job offer coming in for you. Next, you have this widower card. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you really could have grieved the loss of a person, but now you're fully over it. So I feel like you're kind of like moving forward. Next, you have this merchant card, really good card for business and making money. So, if you're taking any risks, I was ranting about risk taking earlier, but if you're taking any risks, like, now is the time. And again, I want to stress that we should not take the like really crazy risks that are going to put us on the street if we're wrong, right? We want to take calculated risk. We don't want to risk too much, especially if it costs money. Obviously, if it doesn't cost money, maybe that's not such a big deal. Like, maybe it just costs your reputation or you being wrong about something. I mean, we're going to see a lot of that. Pluto's going into Aquarius. It's retrograding into your sign now, but it will be officially in Aquarius next year. And again, I think the biggest fear that Pluto and Aquarius will trigger is the fear of being wrong, the fear of presenting something to the world, putting out a YouTube video, writing a book, doing whatever it is you want to do and being wrong about it, because, Pluto and Aquarius is about attention. But again, that's the risk we have to take, right? So, and if you do it, I feel like you will be abundant, So again, these risks don't even have to cost money. It could just be, cost reputation. You have this journey card, so it wouldn't surprise me if you have that merchant card, which has a boat on it. You have this journey card. Wouldn't surprise me. You have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands. If you're traveling or moving, could be a lot of benefits to that financially. And finally, you have this faux card. I'm telling you right now, I would keep those boundaries up against this past person. This past person is up to no good. I feel like they could even be the type of person that seems sweet, that seems innocent, and I don't think they are. I feel like you know their true intentions, so, trust your intuition. Really good reading, though. I like where this is going here, Capricorn, so thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.